been sick since Dubai, but I'm starting to feel good now.
Yeah, you feel good, right? Yeah.
I'm feeling better. I still have a little bit of a cough, but I'm feeling a lot better. By the end of March, in April, I'll be something that I've never been before. I'm pretty confident saying that. Pretty confident. Yeah.
Anyone who knows you knows that you have plans. Levan is also, I think that he will be even probably better than before. But the only thing is that like we all have injuries, Devon. And he also experienced an injury and he was smart enough to not to push it, not to rush it. You know, he took his time. Mm-hmm. But where you are hitting and where he had the problems is the same point.
I would personally be extremely embarrassed if I lost a match where I had hand control.
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you might be. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Welcome, like always, to the Arm Historian Live. Hope you're all doing good. Let me move around a couple of things here. Had to get situated. Let me put on some music for you guys. How are you all doing? Looking forward to East versus West. Let's see here. Stream playlist. Here we go. Let's use in chat. There we go. Some music for you guys. The Worst Among Us, how you doing? Says Dennis is a special guest at East vs West 15. Will there be more beef between him and Devon? Hammer Talk is still around. Interesting. I didn't know he would be there, but I haven't been keeping up with it, to be fair. So as much as I should be, at least. TOS Move, how you doing? Good to see you. Muscle Bike. Kindly hit a like on your way in. Many thanks indeed, Muscle Bike. If you guys can, hit the like button. It helps us out. Gert Tillen, how you doing, Gert? Good to see you, man. Arm wrestling fan in the house. What's up, man? Welcome. Verbeer. How you doing, Verbeer? Had a good training session with Verbeer today. McFarvo. Hey, man. What's up? Good to see you. Tomer. How you doing, Tomer? Welcome. Atlantis, hey Atlantis, what's up, man? Arm wrestling fan likes smooth jazz. Stick up on snacks and beer for East versus West. Yeah, good call. Still need to do that myself. McFarvo says, friends, I have my marathon race next Saturday, the morning of East versus West 15. So after more than 42 kilometers, I will be resting and hopefully with you all enjoying some arm wrestling action. Awesome, man. Good luck on the marathon. It's really impressive that you can even pull that off. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that. Probably comes as no surprise to most of you. The Worst Among Us says, yeah, Arsen and Dennis will be special guests. I suspect more of Engin telling Arsen to come back. And more of him nervously saying, maybe. Yeah. I hope Arsen comes back. That guy is something else, man. If you haven't seen my video on Arsen Liliev yet, feel free to check it out. After the live stream, of course. Quite a career. Yeah, Gert, you're welcome to come. Next Saturday to training. And we're also probably going to be watching East versus West, so you're more than welcome, of course, to join us. So yeah, what's on the docket for today? Talking about East versus West, probably going to go over all the matches, kind of get predictions in. I'll run a couple of polls just to get like an idea of where you guys are at. Yeah, and we'll see where where we will end up. Probably I'll be live for about an hour. Take or leave a couple of minutes. I think Neil is gonna go live with the fix later tonight, so yeah, that's probably when I'll be going offline. I've been working on an episode quite diligently actually for the past couple of days. They'll be releasing pretty soon. It's another Rise and Fall episode, but I think it's gonna be a good one nonetheless. Sec1 says, how big are your forearms? I haven't measured them in quite a while. There's a couple of people in chat here who train with me, so might want to ask them. Hey, Gods of War, good to see you, man. Is happy to catch your live. Yeah, I haven't seen you for a couple of live streams, but good to have you back, man. Tomer says Arsen was crazy strong. He could beat Lupke's pretty easy. I guess neck training was the secret to success. Yeah, there's more than a few pictures out there of him looking like a human thumb, for sure. Let me drink some water here. Stay hydrated, everyone. The Worst Among Us says, your Arsen video is probably my favorite. I recently discovered that Engin has done like 10 plus interviews with him, so I've been watching this past week. He's a humble and shy person. Could be his English. Probably that's part of it, right? But yeah, he's pretty soft-spoken, right, in general. That being said, on the table, an absolute monster, and especially earlier in his career, or like the mid part of his career, the way he would hit off the go was quite incredible. Just reckless abandon, throw everything at it. So yeah, quite an impressive guy, of course. Hey Roy7, how you doing, man? Says, let's go, East vs West 15, best card in history. Come on, bring it. Yeah, man. It's looking to be a really good card. Let me actually pull it up for you guys. If I can here. And of course I can, it's just a matter of how long it'll take me, right? There we go. So yeah. 5 days, 20 hours, 21 minutes until East versus West. Exciting. Very exciting. Just looking at the main poster, so to speak. It's gonna be good. Looking forward to seeing Yoshi back on the table, man. Here's chat. Arm Wrestling Fan says, you got some confident predictions. No. That's not a surprise. I'm never that confident in my predictions. Just because, I don't know. Arm Wrestling has surprised me a lot in the past, so I tend not to rely on my own initial predictions. But yeah, I do speculate a lot, so I've got a lot of that for you. The Worst Among Us says his dumbbell curl for 10 reps is only 5 kilograms away from his prime. Arsen? I think he said his stable time is what's really lacking for a comeback. Interesting. Would be hard to imagine he's still lifting the same kind of weights or close to it, but could be. Hey, Top Troll King, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Arm Wrestling Fan says, you're not Isha Boa. Yeah, that's certainly true. Yeah, Isha is predictable. Predictable, not predictable. Isha likes his predictions. He has confident predictions. He's not predictable. Freudian slip there? No, I'm kidding. I like what he's doing a lot. Atlantis says, are you Jororian? Do you mean Jordanian? Because I'm not. Gertillen says, how is that dude speculation system going? Forgot his name. Yeah, that's the guy we're talking about. Ijaboa. he's now doing a bunch of really good interviews with some top-level athletes, so good on him. I don't know how his keys system went, his speculation system, but yeah. Roy7 says the tragedy is that I will be working and I will miss the event live, but I will try and not follow the results and watch the event later. Yeah, man. It's a bummer, but I think you can manage to stay spoiler-free, right? For like a day or something. Tomer says I don't... why Vitaly is getting Zaberov? Zeranov, you mean, I think. I think Vitaly is out of his league. Just because Vitaly lost to Hermes doesn't mean he's in the top 3, but Zeranov, I'd say, is top 7 at best. Maybe. I think a lot of people share that sentiment with you. And to a degree I do too, but I think Zeranov is often like a dark horse, kind of like. He's a lot stronger than you might think he is, I think. He might surprise us. I'm not saying he's gonna win, because I don't think he is, but I think he might surprise a lot of people. Gertilon says people thought he was a paid actor or something. Yeah, there was some of that going around. Yeah, Zeranov might beat him, says Roy7. Yeah, he might. Top Troll King says Henry is pretty accurate with predictions. Yeah, could be. Could be, for sure. I think Vitaly beats Zeranov easier than he beats Morozov personally. Maybe. I think Zeranov is one of those pullers that's often overlooked, even though I think he's been consistently improving and he's reaching kind of a freakish state, in my opinion. Actually, let me quickly take a look at I wonder if he has Instagram at all. Because I saw a couple of pictures of him. And yeah, he's starting to look massive as shit. Looking quite big, but he's kind of hiding it. Looks like. Maybe he just likes to stay warm. That's a serious tag, by the way. Damn, man. We just be playing around with like that. I don't know, man. Might surprise us all. There's just like a thickness to him, you know what I mean? If you first see him or like from a distance, you might not think he's the most impressive looking guy, but I think if you're up close to him, it's like a certain caveman-like aesthetic to him. And I say that with all due respect, of course. The worst among us is personal prediction for Michael Todd fight. Let's go over the matches one by one. We'll take a look at the bottom of the card first, the bottom quote unquote of the card first. Then we'll talk briefly and less briefly about each match, and then I'll run a couple of polls with some key matches if you guys want. Hey Boss Royale, how you doing, man? Good to see you. What's up? Zachariah, hi, welcome. It's your first time here. We go live every Sunday at around this time. We usually talk about what's been going on in the arm wrestling world for the past week. Yeah, but right now we're talking about what's coming up next week on Saturday, which is East versus West 15. And kind of going over the matches and talking about our predictions. Oxpower says arm wrestling fan, it helps to look at how much surface area his elbow covers the pads. Yeah. Big man, for sure. Sturdy man. Gertillen says, what will be the closest match? Good question. I wonder how this match is gonna go. Dimitrina versus Carolina. I don't know. I'm looking at all the matches here. Hard to say. Maybe Reno versus Zeranov Jr. Ibrahim Sagov. I have a hard time seeing Samusha lose. Let's go over them one at a time, guys. Yeah, this one is really hard for me. I have no clue how good person on the right here is. I know Irina has good pedigree in the arm wrestling world, so yeah, I guess it'll be exciting to see how she'll do on the big stage now. Tomer says, is Devon gonna move up to the soups, win or lose after Petrenko? Or is he gonna keep fighting for the 105 or 115? I have no clue, Tomer. Probably spoke on that, right? For like not too long ago, I'm guessing. But yeah, I have no clue myself. I don't know if I necessarily want him to go back up to the super heavyweights. Doesn't need to be there, I think. He can if he wants to, of course, but I don't know if that would be my personal preference. Like, I'd like to see him at 115, I think. That seems healthy. Have you seen him lately? Like, damn, man. The guy is looking skinny as fuck. This was 1 day ago. 8 days out, 7 till weigh-in. 115 kilograms current. So this is him at 115. So he still has to lose another 10 kilograms in 7 days. It's hard to imagine him losing another 10 kilograms, right? The way he looks now. Roy7 says, I have a question. If the cards end with a lot of 3-0s and 4-0s, will it still be the best card? Some of the East vs West haters love to point out that there are a lot of 3-0s and 4-0s in East vs West. Yeah, I don't know. Cards disappoint sometimes, right? You want to see close matchups as an arm wrestling fan, for sure. In some contexts, a domination is nice to see too, of course. But if the entire night is full of those matches, of course, that'll decrease the viewing experience and probably kind of decrease how people value the event in hindsight, right? But I think in general, people have a tendency to kind of... I think a 5% difference in power or like technical capability can look very one-sided on the table. And I think people sometimes kind of underestimate how one-sided that can actually look, even if the power level is quite close. So, all that being said, I think it's just difficult to put on matches that won't be one-sided. It's a very difficult thing, I think. And that's not even accounting for in what kind of shape a certain athlete will be on the day itself, right? Like some personal factors having to do with the athletes. That's not really in the organizer's control. Muscle Bike says, Dev has alluded to the fact that he will be in soups again when the time is right. Interesting, MB. Huh. Yeah. I can see that. I mean, I think Devon is one of those people that always keeps the door open, right? To a certain degree. Tomer says, when Devon is in the soups, arm wrestling just seems more fun. Yeah, I think we need people like Devon, whether you love or hate him. And I do see a lot of people lately, not hating him, of course, but like, I don't know, calling out some shit more quickly. So yeah, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see where his career goes from here. A lot happens in a short time in his career, so he's a good source for videos. I'll tell you that much. Roy7 says he looks also like he's suffering. Yeah, that's the way he looks on the picture, that's true. Jacobin, how you doing? Happy Sunday, man. Welcome. Arm wrestling fans says it's just a water cut. Yeah, that's true. It's a serious water cut though. At least to me it is. Trapped on a slave planet. What's up, man? Says Anai looks fine. Playing it up with the photo contrast. Yeah, there's some of that going on, right? For sure. I could put this in Photoshop and make it look even worse, but yeah, some things it does look like he's lost weight, right? There's no denying that. I'm not talking about like the way he looks or the way he's looking at the camera all sad and yeah, turn the contrast up to emphasize some things on his body a little more. But just in general, I think he has lost some weight, right? It's pretty obvious. I mean, I think you can even compare it to not that long ago, right? It seems clear to me that there is a pretty clear difference, right? Between that Devon and this Devon. Yeah, 10 kilograms, that is a lot to lose. What happens if he misses weight? I don't know. Probably the match will still happen, but then not for the belt or something, I don't know. Hard to say. They should have some rules in place for that, right? That state clearly what would happen. Probably in their contract or something it would say that. Did you see Khaled get knocked out during his first power slap match? Says the worst among us. It was pretty brutal and hard to watch. Yeah, I did see that, damn man. On the other hand, like, okay, yeah, it was brutal, hard to watch for sure. On the other hand, come on. What do you expect when you sign up for something like that? Let's see if I can... TJ Khaled. His name again, just Shell or something? I'm not following him, so probably getting that wrong, but maybe it's on his Instagram. I saw it on Reddit in passing on the arm wrestling subreddit. If anyone's got a link to that or something, let me know. Jacobin says another road pointing Khaled to arm wrestling. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that guy. Maybe yeah, maybe he just wants to make some quick money, and I don't know. Hard to say. Maybe he's just looking for what suits him best, what he likes best. I don't know. Sometimes I get the feeling that there's a lot of external influences playing with his head a little, but that's just me, I guess. Yeah, he's doing power slap, or at least he did one match. Tomer says, I don't care about close matches unless it's in the soups, because it looks like there's more weight and force behind it. I just care about the rankings. In my free time, I look at the ranks for fun. Yep, that's a valid way of enjoying arm wrestling for sure, and I'm sure a lot of people do it in a very similar way. I think in general it's easier to enjoy some more technical matches if you arm wrestle yourself. Yeah, just as a general rule, I don't think that really I don't think that's like a blanket statement you could apply to everyone, of course. Hey Chuck, how you doing? Good to see you, man. Gertulon says, does have that Wolverine look. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? He does. What's, okay, we looked at... Hang on. Let's take a look at the next match here. Anyone know anything about these guys? I've seen the guy on the left, and I've heard the guy on the right's name a lot. Daniel Ustinov. Well, a lot. I've heard his name a couple of times. But yeah, I know very little about these guys. So, right arm featherweight match, world title match, so pretty important. But maybe that's kind of what Tomer was talking about, right? It being such a lightweight match. Maybe that's why I'm less aware of it. Tomer says, I used to be a die-hard Devon fanboy and now I can stand him as a person, but it's fun to watch him dominate. Yep. I have no problem with Devon being a bad guy at the table, but I have a problem when he tries to deny it and gaslights the whole world into it. Yeah, it's a hard balance, I think. Like trying to sell a match, but then not overdoing it. Yeah, that makes sense, Roy 7, in the case he doesn't make any weight. Hey, Boop Historian in the chat. Can we get some Boop Historian emojis? Flying for our very own Boop Historian. Welcome, welcome. The Worst Among Us says, give me a sec, I'll find it. Thank you, The Worst Among Us. Last week you didn't come, says Chuck. I am disappointed. I didn't live stream last week? Really? Or no, you're talking about Boop Historian, of course. Yeah, why would you be talking about me when Boop Historian is here? Roy7 says, Khaled said in a video a long time ago that at his current age he will focus on the fight game, then after that will dedicate himself to arm wrestling. Yep, I hope he does that and shows up in arm wrestling at one point or another in the future. Arm wrestling fan says, Elon Musk supports arm wrestling. Let's have a match on a rocket. Interesting. Did he say something about it? Is that what this is about? Like the Devon thing? Hang on. Let me listen to this for a second. Now I wanna hear this. I'll turn up the volume a little so you guys can follow along.
The sport of arm wrestling.
Oh yeah, arm wrestling. I have looked at not in depth, but I have looked into it. And for a while there, I did like actually read up on it and actually various techniques for how to win at arm wrestling, which is like a lot of it is, you know, get your angles to yeah, get your whole body into it and get your angles. So you can actually like if you know the techniques in arm wrestling and somebody doesn't, you can actually win against somebody much bigger. Yeah. Well, yeah. No. No. I mean, I would challenge Biden, but that would be ridiculous. You know, that'd be so unfair. So
Thank you.
He can use two. What if he uses two hands? Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. So it seems he's aware of it, which is nice, I guess. But yeah, interesting. Didn't know that. The Worst Among Us, your URL got deleted by YouTube's auto-moderating system. You can send it to me on Instagram or anywhere else. It's unfortunate. It's really annoying. I wish there was like some functionality where I could choose to show that message anyways. I can probably find it on Reddit, but thanks anyways, man. East vs. West 20 will be on the moon, who knows? Gertillen says I might watch a bracket hosted by Boop Historian. How could you look away, right? That question is left or right. Yeah, to be fair, Chuck, he did say he didn't get that deep into it, but he's at least entertaining the question, I guess. Thanks, The Worst Among Us. I'll have a look. Yeah, and we can watch the Call It taking a serious hit together. But yeah, this match, don't know a lot about it. I don't think a lot of people do, but it'll be interesting. Next match, Chikadze versus Kotjak. Don't know anything about this guy either. Judging by the name, probably Turkish. I should give the edge to Chikadze, right? Just because he's like a known entity and he's been doing well lately. Hang on, let me see if I can find it on Reddit. Hang on, let me share my screen with you guys here. Came across this one. A random guy bets Devon $100 he can beat him. Why would you even try? Guy probably never lost an arm wrestling match in his life in the bar. Like, because if you knew Devon, if you recognized him, you wouldn't bet $100, right? Devon's past 1 million subscribers, crazy man. I saw something on here, call it getting hit. Michael Todd looking good. Thank you, man. I received the power slap footage. Very nice. Yeah, here we go. Alright, I'll redirect to Twitter. Oof. There he is. Let me rewind that for you guys. Ish. Does Twitter have playback speed? Yeah, it does. Let's play that back in slow-mo. Oof. Yeah, that does look fairly brutal. One more time. Work on it. Wait, I think this song fits nicely. Hang on. Goes well with the slow-mo footage. What is this reffing, man? So weird. I've never actually took the time to watch a full slap match. Only seen like bits and pieces here and there. Social media. There he goes again. Yeah, man. He's proper downed. Is the other guy like a veteran or something of the sport? Anyone in chat watches it? Fucking crazy. Hey Troy Tueler, how you doing, man? Chuck says, did he know Devon, so he just wanted to interact with him, or is he waiting on airport for a random hobo? Thinks to himself, oh easy, $100 goes my way. Probably more to it, right? Minus 10% IQ just arrived on Khaled, says Chuck. Yeah, poor guy. But I can't be too sad for him. He put himself in that situation, right? Muscle Bikes his hats off to Khaled for putting his head into the slap as opposed to ducking away slightly, as instinct would have him do. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that, man. Pakwaji says, please don't call it a sport. If I did, I apologize. Wasn't my intention. Slip of the tongue, Pakwaji. Let it be no secret, I do not like slap fighting. The worst among us says, I have no idea, but it was the first match in the elimination event. So good chance not. Interesting, okay. Gods of War says, hey arm historian, imagine if they used to strap the other arm of the competitors with an arm wrestling strap and allow them to just punch out. Yeah, that's X-arm, right? I know Cobra was briefly involved with that. Yeah, kinda equally strange to me. The whole X-arm thing. If I'm being honest. I won't keep Khaled here in the background, no worries. Okay, next match. Makarov versus Kozakoglu. Is it me, or are there a lot of people that I've never heard of in these bottom 4 matches? Like half of them, it seems, I've never even seen or heard of. That's probably more of a me problem, but... yeah, again, not a lot to say. I think Makarov will take it, right? At least he should. Move around a couple of things here. Concussion is not a sport yet. Probably swindling hobos. Not the guy in the airport. Tomer says slap fighting is just a fad that won't lather any more than a few years ago. Yeah, I never know. Might get big, right? I know it got a lot of publicity when Moist Critical got involved. I think that did a lot for the slap fighting game. Aiden Ross says, Aiden Ross, the real Aiden Ross, says, which matches have we discussed already? Just the first 4, Aiden Ross, and then some other matches here and there, loosely. Muscle Bikes says, slap fighting won't go anywhere all the time. There is big money behind it. Yeah, there is indeed some good money behind there. Dimitrina Petrova versus Karolina Pettersson. Yeah, this one I'm really curious about. I believe Petrova lost her last outing, right? Can't really remember. Did they face on the left arm recently, these two? This will be a right arm world title match, so... yeah, it'll be interesting. Muscle Bikes says Carolina is a hottie. Yeah, she's good looking, for sure. The other guy is Aiden Ross. I have the better spelling of the first name, yeah. Probably you're also just a better person, Aiden Ross. I don't know you, but that's just a wild guess based on Aiden Ross. Let's go, Caro, says Chuck. Dimitrina won against Ayane, right? But very close match. And to be true, I think Ayane should win. I remember some iffy calls. Yeah. You're right. Talked about it at quite a bit of length on stream. You're right. I remember now. Yeah. Carolina should have this then, yeah. Probably. She has been on a tear recently, and if you look at her Instagram, she's got a lot of... She's gotten quite a bit bigger lately. Hang on, let me see. Or at least it looks that way, right? I hope I can show this without getting demonetized. Excuse me there. Let's see. I have to move a couple of things around here. There we go. Yeah, so she's getting quite massive actually. I wonder if she'll be going up in weight class anytime soon. But looking strong, for sure. Looking strong. Boob Historian says, I hope you think I'm better looking than Carolina, right? No comparison, Boob Historian. Mr. Peanut says, I think they should change opponents to lions. You have to climb in cage and slap a lion on the ass. I'd buy that pay-per-view. I think we should keep like a list of Mr. Peanut comments. Like a list handy that we can just pull a comment from when he's not here. And get that patented exclusive Mr. Peanut feeling every time he comments. I think some arm wrestlers say Dimitrina is a favorite, says Chuck. Interesting, okay. Arm wrestling fan show it all. Mr. Peanut as always with the fascinating comments, yeah, for sure. But yeah, she's looking strong. She's looking big, I mean, looking bigger than Dimitrina. But we'll see. I think she's got it, but yeah, never know. Oleg Zok versus Betkili Oniani. Yeah, interesting. Is Betkili gonna be able to take the win? Is Oleg in the 95 kilogram class? I guess he's right, but how much does Oleg weigh? It's gotta be less than that, right? Or am I just thinking of old Oleg? Seems like he would weigh less than 95 kilograms. Hey, Yertil, see you next time, man. Bye-bye. Chuck says Oleg is not the same after the accident, and last match of Oniani was freaking brutal. Yeah, I agree. Oniani is doing really well. And of course, we know Oleg isn't quite back to his old shape, although he's doing really well lately too. So yeah, I'm just like Muscle Bike says, I'm happy he's getting a match. Doesn't really matter who his opponent is, as far as I'm concerned. Chuck is betting on Oniani. Gods of War has Betkili here too. Yeah, sorry that I'm not doing a lot of polls, guys. It's just because I've been, yeah, I have to be more aware of my time here. Because I only have about 50 minutes left, so I'm gonna go through them rapid fire, kind of give you my thoughts and kind of talk with you guys a little about each match. Todd Hutchings versus Yoshinobu Kanai, 105 kilogram, not a title match, of course. Yoshi's comeback match on the big stage. Damn, that's a big arm too, man. It's kind of weird how they like edited the East versus West shirt on it. At least it looks like it. like before, I thought they, I don't know, sent them out to the athletes and asked them to take a picture with it, and maybe they did. But this one looks very photoshopped, right? The edges look very weird here on his arm too, like zero shadow. And like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just the way the pic is edited makes it look kind of photoshopped here. Kind of like they put the shirt on him. This outline is also a little weird. But yeah, interesting match, of course. Very hard to make a prediction about a match like this. A big comeback match. I don't know, I hope people don't sleep on Yoshi. Especially if he's close to what he was before. Really good puller. Really strong too. Could hang in there. Had some really brutal matches. Long matches. So pair that with the Todd Hutchings and might be a banger if he's anywhere close in strength to Uncle Todd here. Of course, Toddzilla, I mean, yeah, he's gonna just, if Yoshi's not close to Todd in strength, Todd is just gonna drive through it 3 times in a row, right? As he usually does. Todd goes through him like a train. Choo-choo, says Chuck. Yeah, might be the case. Hard to say. It's AI, says Arm Wrestling Fan. Maybe. I don't know. Like, why? Yeah, maybe. I don't think it's AI, personally. I think it's just a shirt slapped and stretched onto another picture of Yoshi. Honestly, that's what it looked like to me. The lines just don't make a lot of sense here. But in general, I've talked to the guy who does the art for East vs. West a couple of times. Sometimes he's in live streams and stuff even. Sol Arun, I think, is his name, if I'm not mistaken. And he does a really good job. I'm not saying this is a bad job, because I'm sure, like, if it is the way I think it is, this picture, I'm sure he would have preferred to have like a real picture of him, right? And not having to do this. But yeah, I think he's doing a really good job in general. I've seen him like improve throughout the East vs. West editions. And I'm not a pro by any means. In graphic design, I'm not a pro at all. So don't put too much value in my judgment here. But yeah, I think he's doing a good job. And is steadily improving throughout each edition. Arm Wrestling Fan says, I seen the AI labels on the East vs. West posts. I wonder which ones. The greatest trick AI ever pulled was convincing the world it did not exist. I've used it a couple of times. It's terrible at writing scripts. For me at least, especially for arm wrestling, because it's incapable of doing correct research on the topic. You just get a bunch of wrong information back, so I just stopped using it at all for writing stuff. Just write my own stuff out completely. But then sometimes when I'm like struggling to find a good image, usually it's like in athletes' youths and stuff, I don't have any like access to pictures where they're still kids, then I might use AI to tell a story a little better, like an AI image or a couple of them. But in general, it hasn't been too useful for me as far as making videos goes. Next match, Reno Masic versus Ibrahim Sagov. Yep, has the potential to be a really good match. I hope Reno wins here. Although I think he'll have a hard time. He might have a hard time with Ibrahim. Both have kind of been doing well lately, right? If I'm not mistaken. So yeah, good match. I like it. I like it a lot. It's one that I'm looking forward to. One of the earlier, or like about halfway through the event, one of the matches that I'm looking forward to most. So yeah. It's gonna be a couple of good matches in a row here, right? Like the first 4, of course, they could be really great, but there's a lot of unknowns for me there. Second row, still quite a bit of like, where are some of these people at exactly, but definitely a little bit more excited about some of these matches. And then, yeah, moving on, David Samusha versus Mayorov will be a good one. I always enjoy seeing Samusha pull, and Mayorov definitely didn't disappoint on his last outings at East versus West. I think he's definitely on an upwards trajectory. Yeah, that's what Mr. Peanut's comments do usually. They haunt you at night. Todd King says, did you see Arm God's AI sketches? Kind of funny. Yeah, I have. Although I'm gonna be honest, I can't stand the kind of the art style of that particular, like, I don't know what they're using. I'm guessing they're using an app or something, but I can't really stand the art style of that one. It reminds me of those terrible mobile game ads you see everywhere. But yeah, I did laugh at at some of them for sure. Next match, Vitaly Laletin versus Georgy Zeranov. I feel like this match should be higher up, right? I think it is this quote-unquote low on the docket because a lot of people probably view it as it being a one-sided affair, or that it will be a one-sided affair at least. With Vitaly taking the win comfortably, right? Personally, I do think Vitaly is gonna win, probably. Because even if the power level is close, I think Vitaly has that... He gets into these matches with these incredibly strong opponents that might be stronger than him at certain angles, or might be more aggressive off the go, but then he just hangs in there. He just posts up high and hangs in there, which, yeah, I think that should give him the edge in this match, personally. But don't count Georgie out, man. Really strong, and I think he's improving day by day. Arm Wrestling Fans is 70-30 favorite, yeah, I can see that. Want to believe in Zeranov, says Chuck. Terrible stylistic matchup though. Mr. Peanut says Arm God's press conference today posted interesting, also said more sketches to come soon. Nice. I should stay more up to date with Arm Gods and other events in general. I also saw AWE is putting on another big event, or has put on another big event recently, but I've had so little time. I'm doing too much. If I could bet, I would bet everything I have on Vitaly. Well, you can. Tomer, I don't know if you have to be a certain age for staking, which isn't betting. If you trust Devon, it isn't betting. Next match, Irakli versus Georgy Tatiev. Now, this one will be interesting too, because I don't know if people that don't follow WAF, right? He pulled a lot in WAF, I think, Georgie, if I'm not mistaken. I know he was active, a lot more active than he is now years ago. This really lanky guy. I know he's really tall. Yeah, like a big top roller, really tall guy. Will be a very interesting match. I'm looking forward to this one too, for sure. Now, of course, if Irakli shows up in like peak shape, peak Irakli shape, it's gonna be a tough day for Georgie. But interesting nonetheless. Good to see him show up here. Then we've got our top 3 matches here with some of the big boys. Michael Todd versus Gennady Krikvinya. Of course, we're all looking forward to this match. I don't know, man, it's gonna be tough. What kind of shape is Gennady gonna show up in? You know, Michael's been doing well, right, lately? He's not been facing like the top of the top, but he has been doing really well. But then what kind of shape is Gennady gonna show up in? I wonder. Yeah, that makes sense, Tomer. That makes sense. I'm not a betting man myself. So yeah, I totally hear you. Chuck says I could see it going somehow like Hermes versus Devon, but I don't think Irakli has this hole like Hermes in his wrist. Yeah, maybe. I'm very curious for that match, for sure. Arm Wrestling fan says he's 6'6". Yeah. Tatiev is a big guy, man. It's like a very lanky guy. I know, Chuck. I know I'm rushing, but I think the fix is starting soon, and I kinda don't want to stay up too late either. Kinda have some other things to do before I turn in. Let me quickly check if Neil is actually going live with the fix anytime soon. If he isn't, then I can take a little longer. I don't mind. But I know a lot of people in chat here watch both streams, so I don't want to like cut into his time at all. But no, it seems like he hasn't planned anything. So there you go. Yeah. I'll keep my eye on it, and we can take our time a little more if you want. Chuck says, Michael, 80% from my advanced evidence research, I say Gennady is not so well. He doesn't flex with his numbers and mainly tries to laugh at Michael's. Interesting. Hey, Brad Butler. How you doing, man? I'm slurring my words a little. Let's take a look, shall we, at Gennady. How he's doing. Of course, you don't know how recent this is. The worst among us says, who do you personally want to see most make a comeback? It can be anyone. That's a difficult question, and it also changes a lot, my answer to that question, based on... Like, it oftentimes happens when I'm researching a certain athlete that I run into other athletes that they faced or have a rivalry with or had some kind of interaction with during their career. And then it gets me really interested in the other athlete. So yeah, I don't know. Right now, probably I'd like to see Taras Ivakin make a comeback. Just because he seems like a really chill person too, like outside of the table. So yeah, I'd like to see him again. Who else? Tough to think of people offhand that I'd like to see make a comeback. A couple of people that are older, but I don't know if I'd want to see them try to even make a comeback. I don't know, hard to say. Arsen Liliev is definitely one of those people, right? But I think a lot of people want to see him come back. Hey Devex, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Welcome. Coming in at the tail end of the stream here. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I know Michael is looking pretty huge lately. He's doing well. No, that's one from 115 weeks ago. I think this is more recent. This one is a day ago, so yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a good match. I'd like to see Michael in any match. I mean, I don't know if I can name a lot of Michael matches that weren't at least entertaining. And the same kind of goes for Gennady, right? So definitely having high hopes for this match. Hey, Phil Woody, you're already over in Turkey. How's it going there, man? Hope you're doing well. Hope it's not too warm there anymore. Probably isn't, right? Probably even pretty cold sometimes. Unknown numbers, as I said, too smart, too foul. Yeah, so you're saying Gennady's kind of sandbagging, right? Or not sandbagging, but kind of not doing intensive lifts because he's not fully recovered. Brad Butler says the ones I wanted to see have already tried and failed. Travis, Dennis, RVJ a couple times, yeah. RVJ, unfortunate man about his latest outing. But what are you gonna do, right? Devik says I'd like to see Arsen coming back. Yeah, me too. Arsen is at least still in his 30s. Once those Voivoda supplements start kicking in, I think he's still be entertaining to watch, even if he's not as good. Yeah, man. People sometimes forget, but Dennis is actually still also quite young, right? I made a video on him recently, so I should know exactly, but isn't he like 39 or 40 or something? Pretty crazy to think about. Let's move on to the next match. Ivan Matyushenko versus Alijan Muratov. Of course, on the left arm. I don't know how good Muratov is on the right, but he's known for his left arm. So he's pulling for the world title against Ivan. Ivan, very quick puller, very quick off the go. Alijan, Alijan is one of those crazy people to me in the arm wrestling world as an arm wrestler. It seems like he's pulling with the power of people way above his weight and his frame, right? I mean, I've seen a lot of matches with Alijan where he hits once, kind of gets stopped on the winning side, and then just hits again and hits right through them. So it seems like this guy has, several gears and can just power through some opponents that he shouldn't be able to normally. So yeah, might be an interesting match. Remains to be seen how quick Ivan is gonna get off the go. Because I'm having a hard time imagining Ivan beating Alijan if the match takes longer than a couple of seconds. But maybe I'm wrong there. Uh, 41, I'm sure, says Devex. 42-ish, says Top Troll King and the Worst Among Us. Yeah, makes sense. Muratov is just phenomenal. The guy has it all. Yeah, really good. Really good technique too. Devex says I'd like to see Dennis at the top again, but I don't think it'll happen. His body is too damaged. Yeah. I've talked about him in length in my most recent video, which, by the way, is doing pretty good for like the kind of views that I've been recently getting. For the last half year or something, views have been down a lot, but this one, pretty good. It's closing in on 30k right now, so can't complain. Thank you to everyone who watched it, by the way. I appreciate it a lot. To anyone who left a comment or dropped a like on the video. It means a lot to me that more people are watching it. Keeps me really motivated to make more. Devik says, I pray to God Ivan wins, I just don't want to see him lose. Chuck says, that's a very good match. Yeah, man. I think it has the potential, for sure. Weather is ace, made 22 degrees Celsius today. Awesome. Yeah, that does sound like ideal weather. Although, to be fair, we had a warm day here too today. For some strange reason. Chuck says, I can see Ivan getting Alijan out of position. Yeah, might happen if he's quick enough. This is the match for Brad Butler, Muratov versus Matyushenko. Yeah, I think for a lot of people that are kind of deeper into the sport, this will be a really exciting match. I agree. I think for a lot of casual viewers, they're not two of the most recognizable names, right, of the sport. But I think for people that are somewhat entrenched deeper into arm wrestling, this is a really exciting match. So I agree. Looking forward to this one a lot. I like both of these guys too, the way they carry themselves. Gods of War says, Alijan style reminds you of Joseph Love. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, a little. I can see that. No worries, Brad Butler. I misspeak. I mispronounce people's names all the time, so no worries here. I understood you. Maybe even tiring him out in a more favorable position. Might be the case. I don't know. It's hard to say, man. You would think that Alijan is a smart enough puller to, if he gets out of position in any significant way where he can't realistically come back. I don't know if he's the kind of puller who would just hang in there and like tire out easily. You would think he would be smarter than that, right? Never know, of course, but I started a war. Yeah, I saw, man. It's funny because like your comment on my Dennis video, Tomer, is the most commented on comment, right? If that makes sense. I think there's like, how many replies are there now? Like 50 or something on that one single comment. And the first comment that replied to you is one of my regular training partners who's also in chat a lot, Kazazuri. So it's funny, yeah. You started kind of a war in the comments on the Dennis video. Devik says, I have literally no idea who will win this match. I don't see Ivan losing, but I also don't see Alijan losing. Yeah, that's... Maybe it'll just keep going. What's the time limit? Maybe they'll just keep pulling until eternity. They'll just like encase them in epoxy or something. Forever. Forever stuck in a appendix. Aiden Ross says, it would be fun if we won. Who's we? What am I missing here, Aiden Ross? Tomer says, I want Ivan to lose, because that means we won't know Alijan's full power. Yeah, that's true. That's true, although you might argue that if Ivan wins, it's probably going to be largely based on technique. So even if he wins, it might not tell us a lot about Alijan's full power. Our wrestling fan is convinced Alijan has ascended and will take this match. And yeah, I definitely see that as a possibility too. I'd give the edge to Alijan too. Just because he seems like so confident lately and so strong in his abilities. Good match. Which brings us seamlessly to the final match here. Between Devon Larratt and Oleg Petrenko. Of course, a lot has already been said about this match. I don't really know what I can add to that. Other than, yeah, it'll be interesting to see Devon pull again in the 105. I think Oleg is at the top of the 105s, right? I don't think a lot of people can deny that he's at least top 3 or top 5 in the 105s. Yeah, I think even though he might be high up in that category, a lot of people still give the edge to Devon, right? In general. I don't know about you guys, but... Ah, yeah, you're right, Aiden Ross. You're talking about the Reddit mega thread. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't do that this time. The last 2 times I did it, we didn't win. by a long shot. I should have done that, but I didn't have a lot of time. I might still do it though, because... Hang on, let me quickly check. When is Halloween exactly, guys? Because I want to do a Halloween live stream. It's on Thursday, right? I believe Friday is like a day off, a national day off, so I might go live on Thursday evening with a Halloween stream. Might have to do that. 31 oktober, oké. Thanks NLV. Hey historicus, hoe gaat het? Ça va. Gaat goed. Hoe gaat het met jou NLV? Sorry about that Dutch interlude with that NLV there. Halloween stream would be fun. Yeah, I'm gonna do it for sure. I've even ordered like a costume or something, so yeah, you might get some face, not some FaceTime, but some webcam time with me. Chuck says that was some alien code. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Have to throw the Dutch in there just for a second. But yeah, good match. Looking forward to it. Really good event. It seems like the event kept getting better the more matches I saw. Yeah, looking forward to it. But how many matches are there? 2, 4, 6, 8, and 12, 14. Okay. That's not too bad, I guess, for East vs West standards. That's like lower than their average, I think. Right? I think I've seen East vs West events with like 15 to 17 or something, right? Chuck says if we get you on webcam, I want to get Boop Historian on webcam too. Yeah, maybe they'll join us if I knew who they were. Repping the Dutch, yeah, sometimes you need to rep the Dutch, right? Tomer says, Brad, you don't know what I want to actually happen. I just want a mystery. If Alijan wins, then I don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah. Gods of War says, I have a feeling Oleg could surprise us. Jablonski showed us that even gods can bleed. Yeah, true. I don't know. I'm not convinced Devon will take this one as easily as a lot of people are saying. I still think Devon's gonna win at the end of the day. I still have to believe that, right? But yeah, I don't think it's gonna be an easy match at all. Especially considering some people forget Devon, I don't want to say struggled, but he somewhat struggled with Chance not too long ago, right? And I think if people would judge a chance versus Oleg matchup, they would pick Oleg to win like 9 times out of 10, right? Even though there is some weight discrepancy still. So yeah, I don't know. It might be closer than people think. Arm Wrestling fan says, I think you skipped Samusha and Reno. No, I did go over them pretty briefly. Arm Wrestling fan. But yeah, briefly. What do you think chances are that Oleg wins at least one round? Pretty high, actually. Yeah, I'd say 50-50 for Oleg winning one round, so yeah, there you go. Hey, no worries, Tomer, you weren't rude, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't get offended easily, so, yeah, no worries. Aiden Ross says same. I think Devon wins overall for sure. Yeah. Probably, yeah. No worries, Chuck. You're all good, man. I'm gonna go to bed soon, too. It's getting really late. And, like, I feel like my mind is kind of lagging behind the stream a little bit. But yeah, look forward to my Halloween stream. Thursday evening, hopefully. Yeah, some webcam time with the Arm Historian. Gonna make it proper spooky and stuff. So I hope to see a lot of you guys there. I'll probably put some a message out on my social media accounts. Talking about social media, follow me on Instagram if you can. I put some exclusive content out there sometimes. which you won't see on my YouTube channel. So if you're interested in that, definitely come take a look. Feel free to send me a PM too if you want and talk about arm wrestling, or if you have a suggestion for a future video topic or something like that. I'm always open to it, of course. So yeah, check me out on there. I'm also on Facebook, although I should be more active on Facebook. I'm not. I know a lot of arm wrestling people are on Facebook, right? But I'm personally not a big fan of the platform, so I tend not to use it as often. But as you can see, also on Facebook, got some exclusive things on there too, although not as much. Not quite as much. Here are my my bands, for those interested in seeing them. And yeah, I'm also even on, let me quickly see if I can pull that one up. I'm also on TikTok, believe it or not, with the full 8 followers on TikTok. So yeah, there you go. Other than that, you can follow, you can talk to me on Discord if you want, stay up to date. When I'm going live, I usually post there too. Yeah, looking forward to East versus West. Gonna be great. Link to the pay-per-view is in the description, as usual when I talk about East versus West. Yeah, and I definitely recommend you buy it. Support the event, why not? It's a great card. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. Hope you're gonna be enjoying the evening. Catch you guys later. Tomer, Chuck, arm wrestling fan, of course. Verbeer, Brad Butler, everyone here. 8 followers, poor guy, better than my 0. Yeah. To be fair, I've kind of given up on TikTok. There's just something about it that I don't understand. Maybe I'm too boomer-brained or something. But I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna quickly thank wonderful members. You guys are great. Go the extra mile, but of course I appreciate everyone who just watches, interacts with the chat, watches my videos, likes my videos, subscribe to the channel, and even just the people who watch the live stream and don't chat. You're also very much appreciated, and I hope I contributed in a small way to making your Sunday evening a little more tolerable as you did for me. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one, probably Thursday. Keep your eyes out for that, and until then, Arm Historian out. Bye bye, guys. Time to go to bed.